Dear listeners, thank you for checking out The Heated Table. While this is a podcast version of the episode, this episode is also available on our YouTube channel at The Heated Table. There you can see our reactions and fun visuals as we discuss each webtoon. Thank you for being here, and we hope you enjoy our episode.
Welcome to The Heated Table. If you're not at the table, you're on the menu. Here we have heated discussions at our actual working heated table, which is always turned on. From the latest and greatest to the bad and ugly, we share and discuss all things Webtoon related at the heated table. Hello, everyone. My name is Ami, and today I have here with me my other co-hosts, Anya and May, Cash, and I am facilitating this week's discussion. As you can tell with my mask, which is really hard to see down at, honestly, but it's superhero themed. Unfortunately, my other co-hosts did not follow the dress code.
Listen. This is my costume. Superman, Wonder Woman.
Yes.
No one knows what their real
they don't
persona is.
Right.
And it's because they were the disguise. They were glasses. So I am wearing glasses today.
A little Hannah Montana moment?
Yeah, a little Hannah Montana moment.
Okay, cool. Because it's superhero theme, we have 3 webtoons that we're discussing. Our appetizer, which I know we didn't really discuss what each of these categories are, but our appetizer, which is the smallest webtoon with the smallest amount of followers and readers, is Jupiter Men. Our entree is Hand Jumper, also another up-and-coming webtoon. And then our dessert is Toaster Dude, which is completed. Let's get on with our appetizer. Because our first appetizer is Jupiter Men, can anyone guess who I am today? Specific names?
Jackie?
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you. I mean, I know I'm missing the yellow shirt. Yeah, let's pretend this is yellow. But actually, it's green. And I think this represents Quentin because, his color is green.
Oh, yeah.
And then the mask represents Jackie. And the hair represents Jackie. But anyway, Jupiter Men. The views are a little over 500,000. There's 73K subscribers, and it's currently at a 9.63 for rating. 2 main characters are Quentin and Jackie. They're twins. Yep, they're twins. I am assuming they're in high school for sure. I'm not exactly sure what grade of high school they're in, but the plot is basically, according to a local legend, Jupiter City has a hero, a mysterious figure with a cape made of stars, known as Jupiter Man. He's a defender of the helpless, a fighter of crime, and now a missing person. Enter twins Quentin and Jackie, who suddenly find themselves taking over the hero's true duties, fighting monsters, stopping magical disasters, and taking down supervillains. Will the twins survive long enough to find Jupiter Man? Or will they crumble under the weight of their new responsibilities?
I
don't know. Let's discuss.
Got responsibilities now.
So this webtoon basically follows twins who, suddenly, but also not so suddenly gain superpowers because they're kind of like poking through things that probably weren't supposed to be poking at. And this is a pretty new webtoon. It just recently got moved from Canvas to Webtoon Originals. So I'm very excited to see where this webtoon goes. There's only, at the time we're filming this, there's only 10 chapters out. So let's just start off with general thoughts. What did you guys each think of the story?
It's very colorful. I love the art. It's so good.
It is so good.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's a lot of movements shown, which in some webtoons you don't really see that. You could tell there's a lot of movement, and the author does a really great job conveying movement in the panels. And it just, maybe it's because it's superhero themed, it just has a very colorful, poppy, when you think of the 80s comic books kind of stuff, it just reminds me of that. So
yeah,
it's very I love the art.
It gives me I don't know, when I first read the first few chapters, it gave me Avatar: The Last Airbender vibes.
How so?
I think how the drawing, I don't know, the drawing started reminding me of Avatar, and it reminds me of how the characters are sort of childish and yet trying to save the world.
Yeah. For me, this webtoon really gave me like Nickelodeon Y2K vibes.
Yeah.
Like Danny Phantom, Fairly Odd Parents, especially the colors.
Jake Long.
Yes, Jake Long, Nickelodeon, and honestly, all studios, animation studios, they're trying to find new content. They should be looking at Webtoon. Like, what?
Actually, though.
Yeah, even like Mall of America, Nickelodeon Universe, it's still all of, they're still recycling. Yeah, SpongeBob kind of thing. But yeah, this webtoon definitely gave me like Nickelodeon vibes. And if it were to be animated, Nickelodeon should license this. Yeah, it would be cool if it was on Nickelodeon because it definitely gave me like Nickelodeon kids going to school but have like some, thing they're fighting against kind of vibes. Yeah. So yeah, that was my thought.
I thought it was good. I like the characters. I like their mom. I like that they're like little brown kids.
Mm-hmm, yeah, for sure. Representation matters.
Yeah, it's good. I'm excited to see where it goes. I feel like it was interesting kind of right away for me. And I like the polarity between like the twins. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. I was actually really surprised about the mom, actually. I thought when she entered the picture, she would be very angry. Mean. Yeah,
me
mean,
too. She's
angry.
A cop, right?
Exactly. So I thought she would be kind of strict, angry, mean, but she ended up being really warm, more worried and more loving than probably what's the presumption image you probably would have had of her, just knowing, oh, she's a cop and her kids are wildin'. I wanted to keep this discussion really short, just because there is only 10 episodes out right now. Highly recommend that viewers watching this podcast check it out. It's a very quick read, very good too. But at the beginning of the webtoon, we kind of see our best boy Quentin giving a presentation in front of the class about conspiracy theories of Jupiter Man. So for those of you who have not read Jupiter Man yet, there is Jupiter Man in the city who kind of protects it, I guess, but nobody really knows. Yeah, people think he's a legend. People really don't know much about him. But there's Quentin, who's very obsessed. Like, he's very obsessed with Jupiter Man and all things Jupiter Man. And he follows these basically Reddit pages, I'd say, online blogs, etc., of sightings.
What was it called? Polaris?
Yeah.
It kind of runs a little bit of like Miraculous Ladybug.
Oh, yeah. That too, yeah. So Quentin follows all these sites of sightings of Jupiter Man and all these conspiracy theory stuff that his mom actually banned him from. Yeah. But so he's very obsessed and he gives a presentation in front of his class, I believe history. They're supposed to choose social studies. They're supposed to choose like a predominant figure in history, I'm assuming, because it is social studies. And he chose Jupiter Man. And you kind of feel bad for the kid because it's like, first of all, you kind of get secondhand embarrassment because you're just like, bruh, please. And then everyone thinks it's a joke too. No one's really paying attention. And he's so passionate. It's so cute how passionate he is about it. And then he ends up failing his presentation. So my question for all of you guys is, have you ever had this experience where you did something embarrassing in front of specifically your younger years class? And no, just wait, let me finish. Okay, your younger years, during your younger years, whether it be elementary school or middle school or high school, not college, or failing an assignment, either one.
Was it embarrassing or was it cringe?
Both. I think cringe also would fall into the category of embarrassing.
Why don't you start?
So we were really into anime as elementary school students, and there's a song called Tango from Clan Ed. And so
only OG fans would know.
So we did this talent shows during music class, and so it was me, her, and some other people. And we played our respective instruments.
Pretty sure it was just us.
Us too?
Yeah, it was just us two.
Okay. I played the piano and she
No, I was on piano.
Was I the little...
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I was playing this
glockenspiel.
And everyone, I swear, everyone looked at us. They're confused because we were like, do, 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 do. And we didn't practice at all. It was kind of burned down in flames.
Yeah. Onion got like nervous in the middle of it, so it just stopped. And we weren't able to continue.
Oh.
At what age was this? This was
5th grade and younger.
5th grade or something.
What were you thinking?
The other one that we did? Okay.
I want to know. I don't know.
You don't remember it. Whenever I talk about it, you don't remember it though. You blocked it from your memory. I don't think Cash knows about this either.
I want to know.
About this. Okay. When we were in 5th grade, me, Ami, Onion, and another girl in our elementary school class, we went up to Mr. Anderson and we were like, oh, can we sing like a song from the class?
Oh my god! I don't remember Pokemon Tall. Maybe I'll jog my memory, but I can't.
Can we sing a song from the class? Okay, wait. Let me just preface this. We are very obsessed with K-On! Yeah, K-On! This slice of life musical anime. If you haven't watched it, it's pretty good.
We embraced our weeps. Oh
god, yeah. Okay, well, we basically went up to Mr. Anderson. We were like, hey, can we perform? Can we sing a song from the class? And he was like really interested. He's like, oh yeah, what kind of song? We were like, oh, it's a Japanese song. Blah, 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 blah. Like, oh yeah, we want to sing our favorite song. And so we sang Watashi no koe wa hochikesu.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
To go?
I don't even want to talk about that. We just sang it and
oh no.
I'm so glad we didn't sing Waffle Time.
Oh my god.
Do you remember? You don't remember.
I don't remember anything. I can't imagine singing a song, but in fact singing the song in Japanese and our butchered Japanese singing. No. I mean, this is one time that, remember we had desks in elementary school, we could open it and we had all a bunch of our stuff. One time I was like, teacher was teaching and I was like looking at my hair and I noticed it was uneven. So I grabbed the scissors and I would slowly cut it. And so I would end up with fistfuls of hair. I would get up, throw it away, and sit back down. And then I would look at it because I was like obsessing over that it wasn't even enough. So I would cut it more. And I got up like 3 times and I had like
clumps of hair.
Clumps of black hair.
Wait, was this in 5th grade?
I don't know what class. I think it might have been 3rd grade.
Okay.
Because you can see every time I opened my desk, it was loud. It was like, Greek, and I was my desk cut in hair. And eventually the teacher was just like, put away the scissors. And I was like, mid cut. I was like, I ran on the bus and I saw in the mirror, like this thick of hair was up to here. And I looked at the mirror. I was like, oh my god, my parents are gonna kill me. So I was just like trying to tuck it like this behind my ear to not show it. And I went home. And the first thing they said, they're like, what's wrong with your hair? And I was like, what's wrong?
I think we've all been there cutting our hair just
in class.
No,
Chunks of it. I cut like this much of hair. I mean, what was your guys' embarrassing stories during school?
I don't think I have one.
Really?
Lies.
Not
Not
feel
one.
like there's, I mean, I'm sure there are a couple of things. But
You
like,
blocked it from your memory.
yeah, I don't think I remember doing anything public. I was pretty aware that being a weeb was not something to be proud of. So I kept it hidden. And I remember like sometimes like my friends would want to talk to me about it and be like, shh.
Yeah, I feel like
Not
we
here,
came to
no.
that realization after,
In middle school?
well, in like 6th grade, it became like, okay, yeah, we don't do that anymore. we don't do this. We don't discuss this.
Do you know the chibi vampire? The girl who had like big boobs? Sometimes I wonder what the teachers thought because it was literally
I didn't
a
trade
girl-
manga.
We traded manga. I read it during class, and it'll be this big booby vampire having a nosebleed. No, this is one classmate. She was reading GL.
What's
Like,
GL?
Girl love, but
Oh,
intense.
yeah.
Like it's like boy love, but girl love version.
Oh, yeah.
And she gave me this, and it was literally girls and girls literally in the process of dancing in bed.
It's a coming of age story.
And the thing is that it was like not graphic, but you could tell they're like 2 naked ladies like in the bed of flowers. And I'm just wondering why no teacher, not even one of them, walked by and questioned. They're like, "Is this appropriate?"
Yeah.
Right? Or none of your seatmates they don't, because you always look over and seeing what they're doing, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking. We don't talk enough about the bingo Jeopardy that we did at the anime convention. That was pretty cringe.
That was pretty cringe.
It was kind of like on fire and we kept going and people were like, oh yeah, it sounds like that.
So I feel like as a kid, I low-key, I think I wanted to be an idol. You know, I had like all of my phases. Yeah. So in like second grade, it was again the music class challenge. And at the time I was very obsessed with SpongeBob. Oh no. I was a SpongeBob kid, but anyway, yeah, so I sang, if I remember correctly, I sang
from the Best Day Ever album.
From the Best Day Ever. you know. From the Best Day Ever album, I sang like Employee of the Month or something like that, and I came up with a dance routine.
No.
Oh, did you remember your dance routine? Why wasn't any of this recorded?
I am glad that we are not growing up
in an age of of recorded.
I'm glad that we didn't grow up.
Too much.
Everything.
Kids now would be recording that.
I know. So if you made dances to SpongeBob songs, please let me know so I don't feel as bad.
I can't believe you guys didn't have fear to like be in, like perform.
Oh, I don't know why.
I don't know where that came from.
Where did that come from? I literally think I just wanted to be like an idol. Yeah, so that was pretty much the only thing I prepared for this one. But yeah, the webtoon, the art is good. The story is really fun. I'm very excited to see what happens because if I remember correctly, the last chapter that we just ended up on, somebody came to save them because they were fighting that mutant Komodo dragon.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Lizard thing.
Yeah, the lizard. They're fighting the mutant lizard, and somebody with a bow came and saved them.
Jupiter Man.
And yeah, the last thing they were like,
Jupiter Man?
Question mark.
Okay, what do you think about the kids like getting their powers?
Touching that orb?
Yeah, touching that orb, the galaxy orb.
First of all, Jackie was very right on the money when she said, don't you know in the movies not to go towards creepy things? Her brother, Quentin, decided to go towards it
and touch the thing.
Her power reminds me of a video game that I used to play. I think it's on like PS3. I don't remember what the title was. But yeah, you would like charge up with like electricity and then you would like be able to use your powers. And like he would be able to like throw balls of electricity too and like ride power things. And I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool. I think it's an interesting power to like be able to get charged up by electricity. His power, I was like, that's kind of lame.
Goop of slime.
Yeah. I mean,
kind of gross.
I think
like a snail.
I agree. Snail.
I feel like his power, it'll be interesting once they both get full control and also learn, you know, it's a learning process, also learn the full range of their
powers.
So even though his power right now seems a little weird, I think it'll morph or become something even cooler.
Why did her eyes change color and not his?
I didn't notice that.
It turns blue.
His eyes stayed the same, but her eyes turned different colors.
Oh, that's interesting.
Why is she popular and not him? Because he's cringe.
Maybe because she's more trendy.
She's cooler.
Yeah, trendy.
Isn't she part of so many different clubs?
Yeah.
She joined a ton of different clubs just to try them out.
More social maybe.
Yeah. I think it's also because he's so into like a niche that no one else likes in school. So everyone, because you know, back in like high school, middle school, elementary school, if you're like into something that no one else knows, they're like, you're kind of like, they say you're kind of weird.
Me and hot Cheetos.
Yeah, hot Cheetos.
I love hot Cheetos. Actually, that reminds me. freaking broke into my band locker and ate half my bag of hot cheese.
Who does that?
Who does that?
does
And he
that?
didn't admit to it. I was like, this is sus. I don't want to eat the rest. What happened to them?
Oh my god.
I don't remember. Someone else told me about it. Sorry, topic.
Wait, so they broke into your van locker and ate half a bag and they left the bag there?
Yeah. It's weird.
That's
right?
weird. Why didn't you just take the whole bag? I feel like it
don't
would have
know.
been better just to steal the bag.
Yeah.
And then you
Just
to be
to make
like,
me mad, maybe. I don't know.
who stole my hot Cheetos? This is some public school things.
It really is.
Elementary school, remember that kid got beat up?
Huh?
Recess? Dude, it was like a
Yeah.
whole commotion. It was like during recess, this kid beat up another kid and he ended up getting stitches because he was beat up.
It was bad.
And also, I'll never forget our bicycle trip and everyone got heat stroke.
Oh yeah, and everyone was fainting.
God.
Yeah, I think our elementary school was a little wild. Anyway, is there anything that we want to relate back to the webtoon? Because we keep getting a little off topic. Any last
Great
impressions?
webtoon.
Yeah, it's
I
really
wonder
good.
if Hawkeye is gonna take him under his wings.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
think so.
cool.
Do you think he is Jupiter Man?
I assume.
Yeah.
But it's like so different from what they show on the, like,
oh,
he's
the
like-
pictures that he took.
he's, like, in a
Yeah.
cape.
The white cape.
and Hawkeye's like completely in black.
But
Yeah.
also maybe it is called Jupiter Men, so
Maybe
Plural.
there's multiple people.
Oh, that would
and now
make
they've
sense.
gained powers, and even the monster had like the crystal attached to his head. So maybe there's multiple. I wonder where these
Yeah.
orb galaxy things are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
What power would you guys want to have?
Mind control. I would, mind control.
I fear you sometimes.
I'm gonna be lame. Probably bow and arrow because I know how to use one.
Ooh, yeah.
So let's move on next to if we're all pretty much we're done. We're good. Okay. So that was Jupiter Man. That was our appetizer. Go ahead onto the Webtoon app or wherever you read your webtoons and read it. I believe if you go on the Webtoon app, you're probably actually supporting the creator. This is a newer Webtoon, so definitely look at it and support the creator. So let's move on to our entree.
Oh yeah.
Let's begin our entree. Took off my mask, revealed my identity. Okay. Our entree is Hand Jumper. There is 5.8 million views, 305K subscribers about. It's rated at 9.75, so pretty high ratings. And let me just go over the plot. In the world that the story takes place in, there are normal citizens, and then there are aberrants. Aberrants?
Yeah.
Right, aberrants. These aberrants have special super abilities. Our main character, Se-yeon Lee, despises aberrants. They wreak havoc on society with their strange, unthinkable powers. However, she happens to be an aberrant herself. Yeah. Forced to fend for her life in the deadly aberrant core, she's determined to make it to the top, and her unusual ability should help her if she can figure out how to control it and use it in time. So we're following the characters of Se-yeon Lee, who's our main character, and then there's Se-min Lee, her older sister, Isok Kim, who is the orange-haired dude, Ryujin Kang, who has kind of short, purplish, reddish, curly hair.
I'm for the edits later.
Oh. And then Min Woo. So Isok Kim, Ryujin Kang, and Min Woo are all in the same cell as Se-yeon Lee, who they basically have to work together during their aberrant training, like training core process. And then there's also Jae-il,
Yeah.
who was the childhood friend of Se-yeon Lee when they were at regular people's school as classmates. And we're not really sure if he gone.
Not only childhood friend, but also only friend.
Only friend and childhood friend. It was kind of ambiguous of what happened to him after the aberrant test.
I think he's alive.
I think so too, because here's my theory. So they kind of imply that he's dead because he was bleeding so much, and they're like, go clean this up. You know how Yoo Jin, it was revealed that she was basically put in a prison, right? And now she's lost so much of her essence that whenever she tries to use her gifts, she just starts bleeding uncontrollably. I want to say that Jail, he knew he was going to. He kept saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna ditch after, and I'm gonna like enjoy that." So I feel like he knew that he was going to be taken away. And for some reason, my theory is that he's also very like powerful person who needs to probably have their essence controlled. So they like basically put the clamps on him so that they could suck away his essence, and then he started bleeding uncontrollably, and he's been put into not the training with the rest of them, but into a prison. That's my theory.
Also wonder why Ryu Jin Kang was put into prison in the first place.
I think she killed the officer or something. Like she committed murder.
If he was not captured or like managed to escape and joined forces with like Seimin, let's say.
Oh yeah.
And then later on they met as like polar forces, despite having their past together and obviously liking each other.
Yeah. What if Seimin hired Jae-il to look after her sister? Because she can't
inside the force.
Yeah, because even in school, because Taeyoung didn't want to have anything to do with her sister. So she got Jae-il to look after her in her stead.
Didn't Seon? Is it Seon?
I think so.
Didn't she mention at one point that she wasn't allowed to have any friends except for Jae-il?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting point. And it also makes me curious about their family's backstory. Seon, she's experienced a massive amount of trauma. But part of that trauma, she doesn't really understand it herself. Because she just kind of turned to her sister and was like, I put my full trust in you. As she grew up, obviously her trust in her sister kind of waned. But I'm curious because, whenever they're about to mention like what their power is, what Seon's older sister's power is, it gets like cut out, and blurred out. And obviously she comes from a line of people who are teal, who use the teal color power.
And also seem to be very powerful aberrants. Also random.
Influential people within the essence space, it seems like. So I'm interested in what her parents' powers were, and I'm interested in their backstory and like why they're gone.
Seong mentioning that now that I know my power years make sense
To her sister?
in regards to her sister's power. So I feel like they're somehow related.
Maybe she can go forward in time.
I wonder if one is, maybe it's like about space, like time and space. There really isn't blatant like good or evil, and you can kind of see that conveyed in the art styles itself. Everyone has their own good sides and also their bad sides. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Seon, the main character, and her character development. Do you think she originally went into the core thinking she was going to be good and kind of fix things, and basically, in her introduction, she said she wanted world peace. So that kind of shows off a little bit of what kind of character she is. But obviously she realizes that this core that they're supposed to be a part of has a lot of corruption in it. And I think the art style with itself, because it's kind of an overtone of like lots of grays, bleak. Yeah, kind of, it is. Yeah, it's pretty bleak. Lots of gray tones. It kind of conveys that neutral I guess, of the world of good and bad, how you think there are places of good, but there is also evil within the good. So what do we think about Seon's character development? Do we think she'll have the power to change the world, or do you think she'll lean more towards coping with kind of all of the corruption? What do we think about her character development?
Well, something that kind of confused me about Seon that I was kind of interested to hear other people's opinions about is if she's a really smart girl, right? She was getting 100% on all of her stuff. She was trying for the top law school. Now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if that was just like a coping mechanism. But like, obviously she knew that she was going to be an aberrant, right? Because her parents were aberrant, her older sister's an aberrant, and it's all genetic. Part of me is like, why didn't she, if she knew that was happening and that was going to be her fate, why didn't she take more time to learn about aberrants in general? Because she's literally going in clueless. She knows absolutely nothing about her position, about her power, about anything. And I understand like not knowing your power, but just like knowing in general about aberrants.
Yeah, she was kind of in a state of denial her whole life.
Yeah,
Of not wanting to be a part of that.
That was something I was just kind of like, girl, you're smart. Why didn't you prepare for this? Like you were tripping yourself up because this was genetic. Like it was bound to happen. But maybe it was her coping mechanism. Maybe she was just in like a state of denial. And now she's finally like coping with. But at the same time, I feel like now that it's kind of a little late, she's kind of trying to get into it late. So I don't know. Thoughts?
I think she's seen how her sister used her powers and it was to kill people. Because when she encountered her childhood friend and she was about to tell her childhood friend that her sister killed her dad. And so she knew what they were doing. I guess she also knew what her parents were doing or she had some kind of idea. And like, I guess she has like a moral compass saying like, oh, I guess she associated her powers to do something really bad, like committing murder. And so I think it's denial. And also like she wanted to separate herself so bad away from that she kind of like tricked herself thinking, oh, maybe there's a possibility that I'm not an aberrant, even though it's probably like 99.9999% that she is going to be.
Yeah.
Wait, so did the sister actually kill the friend, like the dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, 2 comments. One was, oh no, I just lost them. It's gone. I lost it.
Dang it.
Crap.
Yeah.
If it comes back, please let us know.
Yeah.
I wonder what her mom and her dad did.
Yeah, I'm also very curious what their backstory is, what the parents...
Because they seem to be like the most powerful people in the underground area.
I feel like they're all involved in kind of sort of crime. Crime.
Yeah, definitely.
Gang crime. We still don't really know what kind of gang and crime activity is going on. We're not sure if they're fighting certain like corruptions within the systems and what they're doing is actually like a greater good kind of crime or if it is just like gang stuff.
One side is like the general public hates aberrants to the point where they are bullying, ostracizing. And then the other side, I guess their goal is to make aberrants equal or trying to like free the aberrants or something like that. Like they have like good intentions on both sides. Like okay, JK. I think the intentions to stop aberrants from being ostracized, but then like they kill like government officials, right? So I'm thinking they don't actually attack civilians. They only attack people that are part of the government.
Well, I feel like the government is trying to control the aberrants by like
getting them to join the government.
Yeah, because aberrants can't live normal lives. They have to work as soldiers.
Yeah.
So instead of being forced to work as a soldier to do whatever government wills you to do, then they're just trying to break off. It's like a rebellion.
Yeah, they're going rogue.
Okay, now I remember my comments. My one comment was going to be that, so I think her goal is basically not to have to kill anyone.
Yeah.
Because she had mentioned that earlier on. And then my second comment was going to be in regards to her passing the test.
It has a lot to do with the person that was analyzing whether or not they were aberrants. What level they were at. Because remember when they were like, I'm yellow, so that means like if you are one, I'm gonna catch you.
Yeah.
So maybe she was hoping that it would be someone low level and she could just play it off by being like, I don't have family, it's not in my records, you don't know my past.
It was kind of revealed in the more recent chapters that Seon's older sister, Saemin, right? Samin? Nobody in like the underground knew that she had a little sister. So that kind of like went back to, Saemin was trying to like protect her little sister?
There's a lot of weirdness happening with their family relations because first of all, you got the parents that died. Seong still doesn't know what the heck happened to them. Seems like everyone is pretty much protecting Seong from knowing the truth, whatever that truth may be. And then also, sister is keeping away from anyone knowing that she has a younger sibling. So again, Seong is in this position of not really knowing what the heck is going on. And that I feel like that also kind of aided in her denial phase of not wanting to really accept within herself that she is an aberrant.
Well, you see a lot of superhero movies, superhero media. When somebody gets a superpower, it's like, oh, they're using it for the greater good. And so now there's this world where superpowers is pretty like commonplace. It's more almost like propaganda where they're pushing like, oh, if you join the core, or forcing them to join the core is for the greater good. But then there's like another like morality element.
There's also like a layer of discrimination or prejudice against people who have these powers. And you have people flashing their peace cards because it's, oh, I'm normal kind of thing. So it's really interesting take. But when they were starting their training in the core, I kind of was thinking, oh, is this going to take the Hero Academia route? In the sense, the main Cell, the main character Cell, as they train and basically learn their abilities, how to control it. I thought it was going to take that route, but it's actually not even focusing much, so far at least, on any of their classes or any of the training that they're going through.
Wait, so if you have a certain color, then is it like that your ability? Like the orange person, okay, floaty floats?
Yeah, it's how your ability interacts with the world. So it's like physical objects and tangible objects.
Teal is the only one that's like random.
Yeah,
nobody knows. It's like
And might be
Wild
useless.
card.
Wild card.
Speaking of, I think we should talk about how they just killed off one of the characters so quickly.
Out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere, gunshot, pew pew, and
Eugen's dead.
Yeah, Eugen is dead. At that point, if I was reading this, I'd binge this. But if I was reading this week to week, I would be like, oh my god, wait, what? They just did not kill.
Spend my coins.
Yeah, spend my coins right now. They did not just kill
One of the main characters.
Yeah, like, I mean, but they did say 80% of the people would die. So I was just like, dang. We really did not get to see that arc, that character arc.
Very lucky that she got to figure out her power. I almost wish she hadn't, because I feel like it would have been interesting to see.
Right.
Like if she was like, oh, I could have saved her.
So Seyon's power is basically the double tap button, you know, when you're watching a video. Like, go back, rewind.
You're right.
Rewind
20 seconds.
Yeah,
too.
20 seconds. Rewind life. Seyeon basically went back in time 20 seconds and realized right away, oh my goodness, Eugen's alive. This is right before the bullet hits. Seyeon is kind of holding on to this trauma of seeing somebody die before her. And now this is another thing she kind of has to unpack and work through. But I thought it was really interesting that she made a comment after Eugen said she was going to kill all of the aberrant cops that, you know, basically she came from a prison and they're kind of just using her now. They drained her powers and she's kind of helpless. Can't really do anything right now. But Eugen made a comment saying she was going to kill all of the cops who basically put her in that situation. And then Seyeon makes a comment like,
did I do the right thing?
Yeah, did I do the right thing? Maybe I should have let her die.
Or like, what if she caused more bloodshed by letting her live?
So, or like, how does time reflect? Because if the original fate was for her to die, then did she just almost like play God and like let her live kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Hand Jumper. Also, I just want to talk about the title real quick. It's a very clever title. It's literally the clock hands jumping back.
Yeah.
So it's just it's cool. Just go read it. If you haven't read it, go read it. All right. So we have now finished our entree and we are going off to our dessert, which is our most popular webtoon on our menu. We're reading Toaster Dude. 28 million views. Wow. Subscribers are about 482K and the rating is 9.7. Pretty high. As usual, we only talk about good webtoons. Except for True Beauty. No, I'm joking. But anyway. Anyway, I don't have very many notes for this one. It's funny. It's about a dude named Dude. And let me just read the plot. All his life, Dude has had one simple dream: to own a toaster. And he's finally done it. Nothing could possibly go wrong, right? That's it. So if you haven't read Toaster Dude, go read it. As usual, this is what we always say on every podcast. If you haven't read it, go read it.
Yeah, go read it, please.
But
it's so funny. It's so funny.
Yeah, this webtoon, I remember back in episode 1 so long ago, you said Love Advice was kind of a stupid comedy, like stupid funny.
Yeah, stupid.
Again,
This is
Toasted
stupid
Dude is
funny.
stupid funny.
This is like even more stupid.
Stupid funny.
I know. Like, for example, the city that he's living in is called
Poorly drawn.
Yeah, there's just a lot of puns going on. And it's kind of interesting. I feel like if it were to be translated in a different language, would it convey as well? It's one of those things.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Would it? Would it?
I think so.
You think so?
Can you imagine
Yeah.
your throne drawn style been like that?
Wait, why?
No.
Like, can you imagine like stupid humor coming from your throne?
No. I really can't.
The art style adds to the humor.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
art adds to the humor a
So,
lot.
Well, your throne is not poorly drawn, so
No,
that can never work.
not yeah.
yeah, so I don't know. I was just thinking if this were to be translated into Japanese, how would they translate it? I'm sure there's different puns and stuff that they could use. I really don't know.
Yeah, the sarcasm is a little harder, I would say.
I really
The
don't know.
humor is culture, you know?
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
true.
different. So yeah, it would be interesting to see how things would be translated in
But yeah,
other languages.
Toasted Dude is very funny. So the characters, there's Dude. That's his name. That's his literal name, Dude. There's Jim. It's his friend and
From elementary school,
from
right?
elementary school. Yeah, so a childhood friend. He's his best friend, childhood friend, and he's an inventor. I feel like Jim really appreciates Dude's presence, but I don't think it's really reciprocated.
Yeah,
just
Dude
saying.
doesn't care. He's just there. He
He's just
wants-
there. He just wants his toast.
I feel like he would marry his toaster if he could.
Yeah, probably,
Yeah.
for sure. And then there's Annabelle, who was kidnapped by Bad Guys Inc.
Is also like a K-pop star. Basically.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Like Hannah Montana moment.
And Dude does not care.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
She's
So-
like, I'm on the billboard, and
Dude's
he's like,
like, can you get me a free toaster? No, irrelevant.
Yeah, basically. So, yeah, let's talk about Jim. So, Jim was a part of Bad Guys Inc. before he kind of went on to the good side, I guess you could say. Dude, his toaster breaks, you know.
okay, but how did it break? Remember?
Okay, but he just had gotten
He
it.
just bought
Yeah,
it.
he
He
just
just
bought
bought
it.
it. He's like, my life is complete. And then
This was his like life goal from
from elementary school.
and it
To
was
get a toaster.
$9.99.
Yeah. I just like, I just want to own a toaster. So simple. But dude, he's I don't remember exactly what happened, but he somehow gets oh yeah, Annabelle, his neighbor. Okay, so Annabelle is his neighbor, right? And she gets kidnapped. And then he's like, at the end, right after he gets his toaster, he's like, oh shit. Like, I guess we should follow them. So then he gets into Bad Guys Corp. And the guy, I still remember, he's like, hey, can you let me in? And he's just like, the guy, he's just like, hey, can you
It's
let me
Casual
in?
Friday.
And he's just like, yeah, wait, where's your uniform? And he's like, oh, it's Casual Friday. He's like, I respect that.
And then they go, Jim, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. Yeah, that part was really funny. So he gets into Bad Guys Inc. and he meets his childhood friend Jim, who's there.
Right.
Yeah, so the first time he just goes and takes Annabelle out. And then
Oh yeah,
The
that's right.
second time he's tricked into going
yeah,
in
second
there.
second time is when he's tricked into going there because he thinks that the bad guys are gonna fix his toast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He has like guns pointed at him. He's like,
But-
this is part of the process. I'm still gonna get it fixed,
Yeah.
right?
But the reason why he met Jim is because the bad guy Inc.'s like CEO or whatever was just
Yeah.
like, find this boy, like this, and then he got the task to basically find Dude. But he didn't really connect the dots that it's Dude, even though he looks the same, like he literally looks the same as his elementary school stuff.
Yeah.
yeah. So Jim's kind of in conflict. If we want to be a little bit more philosophical, Jim's in conflict because his job is Bad Guys Inc., but it's his best friend from elementary school. So
His only friend.
And
Yeah.
Dude doesn't care. He just wants his toaster
yeah,
to get fixed.
like Dude literally saved Jim from bullies when they were kids.
Not on purpose.
Yeah, not on purpose. I think it had something to do with toast.
Yeah. Mhm.
So yeah,
Is there any appliance that you love so much that you would fight bullies about for?
no.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty niche.
Yeah, it's pretty niche.
You think they really like toast, the author?
Um, Maybe it's
Maybe
their
it was an
staple food.
inside joke.
I feel like this had to start from some kind of
What's
inside
origin
joke.
story?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is the
I would
origin
love to
story.
know the
I would love
origin
to know.
story.
Me too.
But I feel like it just started off as maybe like a bad pun. and then it just evolved into a
character.
Yeah.
A story.
because this was originally on Canvas. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Moved over.
And then it got moved over to Originals. And I think the Canvas version, if I remember correctly, was really like sketchy. It was really bare bones. And then I don't know, it was doing popular, so they were like, oh hey, you wanna maybe they got maybe some webtoon was like, yo, just
Commit.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Onion? You've been quiet.
Oh, I was thinking about Toaster Dude. And pretty good.
Yeah.
I like
it's
those
pretty
too.
good. Yeah. I just think the whole part where Jim, what does he do? He tells dude to go back to Bad Guys Inc. to get his toaster fixed was like top 10 anime portrayals.
Yeah.
That was one of the comments, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Somebody
that
said
was the top comment.
Somebody
It's
said
top
that.
comment. Top 10 anime portrayals. It definitely was. I agree with that comment.
But also, was it? Because dude didn't even know or care.
That's
Yeah.
true. So, dude also really didn't connect the dots that he was being portrayed.
Can you be betrayed if you don't feel betrayed?
No. No.
And he got his toaster fixed in the end.
Yeah, so everything
Yeah.
worked out.
Yeah.
But his toaster is not just a toaster; it's a freaking portal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I literally don't get it, but okay.
And then there's Jim, who, when they were fighting, I believe the boss of Bad Guys Inc., right? Apple exploded and the military saw, because the military was like, all these stupid inventions, all these stupid weapons, they're not doing us any good. We need something big. We need something bold. And then, yeah, and then you see like the mushroom cloud of explosion that happened. Basically, Jim gets hired to...
Which good for Jim.
Yeah,
good for
Jim.
He
He
lost
lost
his job.
Yeah, in the same day, he lost his job. His life was over, and then he got a different job,
And he's doing what he loves for the greater good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if military weapons are greater good, but you know.
He's doing what he loves.
He's doing what he loves, yeah.
Well, also, like, you guys have been reading this for way longer than I have. I read it because of this podcast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I knew about it, but it didn't interest me.
Oh.
He has a toaster on his head.
Do you think you'll continue reading it?
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
It's pretty wholesome, pretty funny. It's lighthearted. It's kind of like, at the end of the day, we don't want something too heavy, or you don't want to be super committed to a series. I'd say read Toaster Dude because it's pretty.
It's good to have lighthearted webtoons in your pocket because
Mhm.
a lot of them aren't. And a lot of them will use like a lot of like trauma as tropes.
Yeah.
So it's nice to like read something and you're like,
It's a little bit more refreshing.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
This one, his goal was own a toaster.
oh,
It's
toaster.
just, yeah.
It's a
You know, I kind of want toast now. We should have prepared. We should have had toast
we
while
should
we
have toast.
while we talked about
ASMR.
Toaster Dude.
What kitchen appliance would you want to be associated with as a superhero? And how would you use it?
What appliance?
Kitchen appliances.
kitchen appliance?
Blender.
Rice
A
cooker.
blender, rice cooker.
I don't even know how a rice cooker would work as a power.
You just have, you know how hot rice is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Scoot
fling
out.
rice.
It's
From your
like
head.
sticky rice and then you like
Oh, yeah.
stick
Oh
them
my
into
God.
place.
Yeah. Blender.
Yeah,
Why
blender's
why
good.
blender?
Yeah.
You always see
I like
blenders.
blenders.
You see blenders a lot and kind of scary.
I
I
said,
mean,
yeah,
like,
but
I was thinking about that blender cat game or whatever you
Oh
ever
yeah,
played.
yeah. Cats in a blender.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what kitchen appliance would be useful. Maybe oven.
I just like
Oh.
smoothies.
Yeah, I was gonna say blender too, but then you said it first. So
Yeah, I mean, you can also be blender. We can share.
You can share blenders.
We can. One of us could be the little blender, like the NutriBullet, and the other one could be like the big blender.
I'll be KitchenAid.
KitchenAid.
What about you?
Me?
You asked the question.
Oh, I'll be a pot.
Just a pot.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, isn't there like a religion that you can wear a pot on your head for your ID? I feel like I've seen that.
Really?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
not a pot. It might have been a spaghetti strainer.
What?
One of the two.
As like part of a religion?
Yeah, something like that. I'll follow up with it in our group chat.
Please do. I'm interested.
Well, that was a good dessert. Short and sweet, which is okay. Thank you all again for listening to this podcast, The Heated Table. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. We read all of our comments and we love you guys.
We respond.
Yes, we respond too.
And also, never mind, I won't say it. It's okay.
Whoa, don't say it.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh.
Anyway.
Will you tell us?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Haha.
So yeah, thanks for joining us again for another episode of The Heated Table. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we hope you have a good rest of your day. Until next time, bye-bye.
Dear listeners, thank you for listening to The Heated Table. Feel free to follow us on our journey by checking us out on social media at The Heated Table. We hope to see you there. This episode was facilitated by Ami. Editing was done by Ami, May, Onion, and Cash. Intro animation was done by May. Our theme song was produced by Juma on Spotify. All webtoons discussed in this episode are available on the Webtoon app, downloadable on the Apple and Google Play Store. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you soon.